I would just like to toss in here at the beginning that I am pretty sick right now, so if this video sounds like I'm going to die, that's why. 5 was an essential part of Black Ops 1. It posed a sort of duality or dichotomy in the game's launch lineup. For every yin, there is a yang. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. 5 is the reaction to Kino's insanely easy arena. Now in my last video, I basically blasted Kino into the 9th circle of hell for all its sins it's committed, and that would make you guys believe that I do not like easy maps. On the contrary, I love Buried in Revelations. Kino and 5 are two complete extreme ends of the bell curve, neither of which I truly love, but I do enjoy one more than the other. While I do prefer a challenging zombies map, I love when there is a balance and the map fairly kills you. 5 posed the question of how do we take our OG map designs of Nacht and Verrückt and put it into this era of zombies. Pack-a-Punch permanently made zombies in general easier, but when making 5, Treyarch saw this and slapped it right in the face. 5 goes right back to the original zombies philosophy, and whether or not that was intentional, good job either way. Pre-Derice, zombies was equal parts skill and luck based. Skill to avoid getting hit by the zombies, and luck to kill the zombies easier. Combining with Pack-a-Punch and training take a massive strain off the skill part, so Treyarch decided to put more stuff into the RNG pool to push back. The first few rounds in 5 can get pretty stressful pretty quickly, so this is where the skill part comes in. I won't lie when I say it's pretty tough to even just turn on the power in this map. To start, there's the spawn room. It's very small to say the least, and zombies can come from all sides. This immediately sets the objective to get out of here. Unlike later games, you can't just keep knifing your way to victory. You need to buy wall weapons, you need to be smart with your ammo. You need to have the skill to survive. When you get into the war room, it's a bit better down here, but it's not that much better. It's still pretty close quarters, but there is some room to maneuver in. The final push to your skill portion of the game is getting to the bottom floor and turning on the power. For a moment, you can breathe. But once you turn on the power, the game quickly shifts its focus to the RNG aspect of zombies. What else could provide this than the mystery box? Not only can the box spawn in a few different rooms down here, but what it gives you can completely determine the outcome of the game. The game reinforces this aspect by sending out the Pentagon Thief. If you don't get a good weapon from the box, you might as well kiss it goodbye, as killing this guy without a powerful gun is pretty challenging. But if you get lucky from the box, you can insta-kill the Pentagon Thief and get a bonfire sale, which is the only time it appears in zombies ever, well, besides Classified. But yeah, not only that, but the teleporters around the map are random, as there is no order or not really a way to tell where you're going to end up, once again reinforcing the RNG aspect of the game. Finally, once you are set up, you get to where the RNG and skill combine. This just turns 5 into a really hard zombies map now. Now it's just get as far as you can. The 3 floors represent the 3 aspects of a zombies game. The early skill-based rounds, the middle RNG-based rounds, and the later endgame rounds. The top floor is cramped but gives you what it gives you. There's no tricks up its sleeve. The bottom floor is chaotic and filled with RNG elements like the box and the teleporters. There's also a window behind you in the elevator when you're down here. The middle floor is organized, and with Juggernog and Pack-a-Punch and a secret room, it's really what zombies is all about. Only by mastering these 2 aspects of the game can you really see the bigger picture and really appreciate zombies for what it is. This first glimpse into what really makes zombies so great makes 5 something I appreciate more. It's still a hard as balls zombies map, but I think it provided a real challenge for players at the time and still does to this day. Players that didn't appreciate 5, I feel, are forever cast into the casual void. But those that hunkered down and got through 5's challenge came out on the other side as an enlightened, hardcore player. I think something that 5 really struggled with was the 4-player gameplay. I don't think this would have even be considered a problem if Kino wasn't even in the picture. Some people got used to it and realized everyone should camp in an elevator, but some already got used to training, and I guess tried to free-for-all on here. I know training is good on solo in the war room, but nowhere else. The elevators really provided another Derice Catwalk-esque style experience, and while not as famous, I can say for those that did attempt it, it sounded like a great time. The elevators are the one nice things in this entire Pentagon. It has calming elevator music. It's the one sense of peace you get in this madhouse, and it's really only for a few brief seconds until those doors open once again and the horde comes right at you. I think something that really seals the deal on 5 is the characters. 5 is the first zombies map to have a real cutscene, setting the stage for our zombie slaying cast of characters. There's a lot of iconic lines from 5, and it just has that typical, stereotypical humor. You have JFK with his weird accent going on and blabbering on about his beans and chowder and whatnot being all presidential. You have Fidel Castro, who constantly blabbers on about the revolution and other communist-related nonsense. You have Robert McNamara, who is basically a precursor to Marlton. And finally, Richard Nixon, who just sounds like he has his marbles in his mouth and goes on about hippies? Once again, these characters, just like the Ultimus crew, were stereotyped to the moon, and it makes the game all the better because of it. There isn't really much else to say about 5. It's a difficult map that perfectly demonstrates the zombies formula in its most cut and dry form. It's simple, challenging, and fun, and everything I think a map should have been. But even I, someone who loves difficulty in zombies, can agree that 5 is almost kind of BS. The Winter's Howl was the laughingstock of the Wonder Weapon roster, and it's kind of insulting to have a map that's already difficult not really give you anything to fight back against the difficulty. I feel like this would have been the perfect map to introduce PhD Flopper on, as it would have showcased some of the strongest weapons finally being viable in a cramped close quarters map. The Winter's Howl, however, is a joke. It shoots a sad blue mist at the zombies, and it's hard to tell if you even kill them or not. At least with the Thunder Gun, you literally shoot zombies and they get launched to Pluto, so it's fair to say they're dead. The Winter's Howl? Maybe they're dead? Overall, 5 is a pretty solid map that balances the aspects of skill and RNG in its early game, but the map tools lack any sort of fairness into the late game. It's small and claustrophobic and provides tools to allow you to barely get by, but not really that well. I'm giving 5 a 6.5 out of 10, C tier.